get as big as you can. Switching leagues, from last year, are there more teams in this league, less teams? How is that shaping up?
So the WNFC is trying to limit the number of teams that are in the league. I think that's a good idea. If you look at the NFL structure, 32 teams. Right now in the WNFC, there's 20. And so the hard part is travel if there's not as many teams, obviously. But we're lucky enough there's Nebraska, which won't be far. We'll play in Dallas. But really starting to limit the number of teams that are in it is going to start making that competition level better. Adidas is on board with the WNFC, so our uniforms are Adidas.
Adidas.
Things like that are kind of going in the right direction.
Yeah, I noticed that was one thing I noticed with the WFA is like they had the different divisions, and just from an outsider standpoint, when I was learning about it, it was hard to just kind of get on their website and figure out, okay, where does this team fall? And I mean, it just seemed difficult to navigate, but it sounds like you guys are trying to simplify it a little bit.
Yeah, I think that, just women's football right now is hard, and I appreciate everyone who's doing what they can, to move the game forward. I've appreciated everything the WFA has done for us. This is us not really saying anything bad about the WFA. It's just trying something new for right now, and the WNFC, from a marketing standpoint, trying to look more uniform, bringing together things that are visually appealing. I think in the long run will bring sponsorships and get people's attention and get our name out there quicker and to a more professional level.
I've got a quick question for you. One of the things I've been asked a lot about whenever everybody heard you were coming on the show, Liz, is what part of the city are you from?
I am from Overland Park, Kansas.
Okay. We didn't know, so there you go, folks.
There you go.
Where'd you go to high school?
Heston High School. So I'm actually from Heston, Kansas.
Yeah, I saw something, I think it was on your Instagram or your Twitter, that you were talking about the mascot was a tractor.
Yep. Mow them down, bind them up, go Big Red. It binds alfalfa. We're the Swathers.
Wow, it's a fun school.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Still got the chant. That's awesome.
We can beat any other mascot. Go against a bobcat. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, just mow them down.
I was going to say something. About the glory. The first notice about that was that the logo is.
Yeah, we got every other word of that.
Yeah, he was talking about the logo. Yeah. I got that.
I think I might jump off. The logo sharp. I think I'm going to jump off and just I'll watch the show. Okay.
No, you're actually coming through now.
Yeah. See, you said you were leaving, and it got better.
Yeah.
So better. What were you saying about the logo?
Oh. Super sharp.
I agree. Thank you.
Yeah,
it was really, really good. Where are you guys playing at?
Our games will be at Shawnee Mission North High School.
Okay.
Nice.
That's where the
okay, that's nice. That's good.
Bulldogs played last year. We covered the Bulldogs too.
We have a partnership with Main Street, the streetcar pub downtown. So I think that'll be a cool experience, I think, for other teams that visit Kansas City, just to kind of experience Kansas City after the game and, mingle and have some fun.
Have you guys got into the schools and done any reading programs or anything like that to help promote the team?
We've been working with the Girl Scouts. We're working on getting more involved with the community. We've done a bunch of different things, but a reading program is something that's on our list of things to do, and just kind of get more involved with kids all over Kansas City.
Shawnee Mission North, that's a really nice stadium. You've played in it before. I've coached there a bunch. Me and the Shawnee Mission East is kind of our home stadium since we don't have one, but that'd be a good place for your guys' games, and I'll look forward to kind of checking those out and seeing what you guys are doing.
For sure.
Yeah. So, how exciting was it? I want to brag on myself here for a second. I did pick the 49ers to win the division over these other two guys. I don't know who they picked, but I picked them to win the NFC West at the beginning of the year in August before any games had been played. So, I knew they were going to be good. But how exciting for you has it been watching your sister and just seeing them win and win and win and week after week?
I think the best part is that Katie was around for us to see, 0-8 or 0-9. And I remember being at the stadium, and after we beat, I think it was the Giants fans had paper bags over their heads because they were embarrassed. But to see, the stress in the coaching staff and just what it does, the stress it puts on you to get a win, and how important that is to now see them so successful, I think has made that even sweeter to watch.
Yeah. What is, the Super Bowl commercial or the NFL commercial with the Microsoft Surface tablet? It's kind of the funny story for me is as they started playing that, and it seemed like every commercial break I was seeing it, like about, I don't know, a month ago or so. And every time it came on, I would kind of get mad because, I'm like, dang it, we had this interview with her sister, and now all this is blowing up. And, my wife was like, well, you should just see if she'll come on again. I'm like, well, now she's probably, everybody's wanting to talk to her. And, but I appreciate, I did reach out finally, last week, and I'm glad you came out, and I appreciate it.
I've appreciated everything you guys have done for us. I know that it's hard to get support in women's football because right now we don't have a lot to give back. And so I have appreciated what you guys have done for us. I think more than you probably are aware. So thank you.
I mean, we enjoy it. We do. We would really enjoy coming to those games and, getting to talk football kind of for a couple hours. And like I said, there are probably more talented commentators out there. We had never done that before, but, we were just kind of getting our feet wet. And, it was a lot of fun.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and I, as a football coach, really the level of football doesn't matter to me. I like being around it and watching it, and there were
football is football, right?
Yeah, exactly. There were just things where I'm like, man, I almost wanted to come down like out of the booth sometimes and be like, hey, you guys should try this, but I
you
tried
are more
to
than welcome.
I tried to stay out of that.
I am
wearing a
open
different hat there.
I am open to all, any input. I think that's one thing that coaches appreciate about women too, that have never played the game. You realize, first of all, how passionate we are because we pay to play.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone else has something else that is feeding their family. It's not football. And then we don't think that we know it all. We are kind of self-taught. We have to study on our own. We have to learn everything from the bottom up. And, we're always open to any feedback because I love hearing different sides and different,
Mm-hmm.
'cause the more I can learn, the better.
Yeah.
Well, next year, if you want to start doing some coaches shows in here and stuff, feel free, use us. But we also do the broadcast for the Kansas City Bulldogs.
Okay.
It'd be nice if we could send the film over to Danny with the audio already attached to the video, and because last year I believe they were having to take the guys' audio from their iPhone or something like that, and then put it with the video, which is not an easy task trying to match up, that. But, we'd love to help you out. Have whoever is running the team, or is it you? Are you running it?
No, I'm not running it, but I will definitely pass that message along.
Okay.
Yeah. That was one of the, I guess, frustrating parts was just kind of the logistics of it.
Mm-hmm.
But, like you said, there's not a ton of support and people don't know about it. So, all those things, it's like growing pains. Like my first year coaching, I didn't really know what I was doing either. So it's like I didn't really know what I needed and all that. But, after doing it and everything, and, Jim's been broadcasting games forever. So, he definitely has the expertise with UClick to get that done.
And, our coaches, we have some of the most dedicated, loyal coaches, but we don't have very many of them. So where the NFL, you might have, however many coaches for each position, our offensive coordinator may be coaching quarterbacks, receivers, running backs, everything. Mm-hmm. So we're trying to not only just practice a few times a week, but we can't really even break down the position that well without so many coaches. You know?
Yeah. It's a lot harder. I've been at smaller schools, where you only have like maybe 4 coaches or 5 coaches. And then now being at Shawnee Shanice where we have, I think, 15 or 16, it's a lot easier when I'm doing the film breakdown, knowing that I only concentrate on 2 columns in huddle
Yeah.
versus having to do 5 or 6 or
Yeah.
7 or 8, just because we have more people and you can specialize. So, that's definitely something I'm sure is a struggle. Who is the head coach?
Coach Kiki.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She was who came in here with you last time.
And she's amazing.
Yeah, she was really good. Is she coordinating either side of the ball, or is she just kind of?
No, so she's just kind of oversee everything, and then Coach Mikey, my quarterback coach, will be our offensive coordinator, and then we have a new coach coming in who will be our defensive coordinator.
Okay.
So
Cool. Well, that sounds exciting. The Kansas City Glory, and more information will be kind of getting out there as we go on along the next few weeks. Definitely on those things, and the website and all that. We'll be sharing all that on our social media. So when are you going down to Miami?
I'll be going down Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yep.
Okay. So you're getting ready here in a few days, and when is your sister and the team traveling?
They'll get down there Sunday.
Sunday. Okay.
Yep.
So they'll be down there a full week.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay. Have you talked to her much this week, or has she been pretty busy?
Yeah, I talk to her every day. She's excited. Going about business as usual.
Mm-hmm. So is this week kind of more their game plan week where they're getting everything installed? Because I know next week there's probably a ton of media obligations once they get there.
Yeah, so they try to get everything in this week, try to get everything as normal as possible, get family tickets and all that situated. That was all done before Wednesday. So that's all out of the way. They can all focus on everything that needs to be done.
Because at the end of the day, it's just another football game.
Yep.
Even though, it's the biggest game in the world,
right?
Football-wise. And I just think, it's so cool that, you have that connection with your sister, and that, she's possibly going to be the first female coach to win a ring. First female to coach in the Super Bowl, first of all. That's a huge deal. I think it just, like I said earlier, it sends a message to those little girls that whatever they're passionate about, if they're good at it, they'll be able to do it.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, and Gary, we forgot to ask Danny about this earlier. She was one of the first. They had an all-women's play-by-play crew for one of the bowl games. I can't remember which one it is. That was cool too, and maybe get her involved from a PR standpoint. Do some interviews with you guys. Get them out there. That would be a good way to really, grow the story, because, hey, you know what? She is known around the city, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're friends with her, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
and she's going to be on the team, so
Yep,
she'll be
that's
able to
my
get
receiver.
all those interviews, right?
It's my little Edelman.
Yeah. It's just, like I said, I think it's awesome what you and your sister are doing, and you're still in playing mode, and you're trying to support your sister, and I saw you went to a ton of games, and just let's talk about at the 49ers home stadium. I know it's not called Candlestick Park anymore. Right. What is it now? Levi's Stadium. So what was the experience like for that championship game?
It was kind of unreal. The way that they chant defense when defense is out on the field is unlike any field I've ever been to. You can really tell that the crowd is behind them, especially the defense, and defense wins championships. So
yeah, the 49ers had been to the Super Bowl 7 years ago, 8 years ago. The Chiefs that have been 50. So it'll be
that's a long time.
Yeah, that is a long time. And if the Chiefs win, I'm actually going to lose $100, because I had a bet with a friend about 5 or 6 years ago that Dallas would win the Super Bowl before Kansas City.
Oh man!
And so obviously Kansas City's a lot closer. But
I think it makes you realize how rare it is to go to the Super Bowl.
I don't think you know, even coaching high school,